The 2024 NBA playoffs look like they have the potential to go down as one of the greatest ever. Day one undoubtedly lived up to the hype with clutch daggers, chippy back and forths, and budding superstars letting the world know that they've arrived. Welcome to Bucket Team, and today we're going to get things started in
Cleveland! Mobley, down to Garland. Garland explodes out of the corner to Allen. Oh, and a passing play by the Cavaliers as Allen buries Jonathan Isaac. Wow, what a play by Darius Garland.
Game 1 of the 4-5 matchup in the East, and the land was bringing the home court energy from the jump, and Spida led the charge.
Clock winding down, Mitchell's got a jack. Fades for three, and he hits it.
Orlando came into these playoffs off the high of what was a very impressive overachievement of a regular season. The respect was earned from Cleveland's end, but the Cavs as a whole had something that this young Magic team just did not have, and that's playoff experience, and it showed in this one.
Mitchell, unattended.
The Cavs' backcourt is the star of the show for Cleveland, but it was their front court that made a giant impression. Evan Mobley picked a great day to knock down all of his threes and stretch the floor while also being efficient against mismatches in the low post. Jarrett Allen also grabbed 18 boards along with 16 points in a dominant two-way display. The Magic, who pride themselves on the defensive end, allowed the Cleveland backcourt to keep getting deep in the paint while guys like Allen would make cut after cut for dunks and finishes at the rim.
Zigzags his way to the paint, finds the cutter. It's Mitchell. What a pass on Allen, and Allen throws it down.
While this was a great win for Cleveland, Gary Harris, Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, and Joe Ingles shot a combined 0 for 19 from the field, while Paolo Banchero racked up 9 turnovers in his first taste of playoff action. So from a Magic fan's point of view, you could either see this as extremely bad, or find yourself cautiously optimistic, feeling certain in the fact that this team will not shoot this poorly going forward in any other game in this series. After the party in Cleveland was over, the Wolves looked to make a statement in the Wild Wild West.
Showtime, room service.
All set up by Gobert.
Ant-Man, KD, Book, Beal, Cat. This series is going to be epic at the bare minimum. The Wolves were the league's best defense during the regular season. Snatching a top 3 seed in the Western Conference means you are no joke. And yet, they were the underdogs going into this series according to Vegas, with some of the odds in Phoenix's favor at -145. Anthony Edwards faces his biggest basketball inspiration personified in the form of Kevin Durant. Phoenix had their number during the regular season all 3 times, blah blah blah. I think Minnesota heard all the noise, and they came in to shut everybody up, like Big Perk says, in great fashion. Phoenix hung in this one for a little while, but nothing good lasts forever. Minnesota put on a defensive masterclass against a team that has the ability to be the most dangerous offense on the planet on any given night. Life was not fun for Beal and Booker. Their matchups specifically were extremely difficult. The Timberwolves forced them into taking tough midi after tough midi, not allowing them to get in the paint and create. Anthony Edwards dropped 18 in the third and dropped a mixtape in KD's ear, letting him know, and the world know, I'm here.
Edwards around the double team. Gotta look. Butter. Ant-Man in full effect.
Minnesota absolutely brought their A game to this one. Ant, Cat, Gobert, Naz Reid, all in double figures. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had a monster game, dropping 18 off the bench, 7 of 12 shooting, and 4 of 9 behind the line. If I'm Phoenix, I'm obviously not hitting the panic button after game 1, but Frank Vogel has to make it a point to touch the paint every single possession. No matter how gifted and godly their big 3 are capable of knocking down tough contested pull-ups. I see this series going at least 6, probably 7, but this was a statement win by the Timberwolves. Over at MSG, it was a fight to the finish.
Maxey the other way, slithering, hopping, skipping, blocked by Mitchell Robinson out of bounds.
The 2 seed, 7 seed matchups in both the East and the West are going to be an absolute joy to watch going forward. The 76ers come into MSG as a 7 seed, but Philly is absolutely no ordinary 7 seed. Immediately, the Sixers were the ones who set the tone in the first. The Knicks would respond in the second, going on a 33-14 run. Jalen Brunson, who has been the center of the Knicks universe offensively all season long, got off to a rough shooting start, and yet the team did all the little things to stay in the game. But maybe the biggest sequence of the night couldn't escape the first half, as Joel Embiid sacrificed his entire knee to throw down one of the greatest dunks I've ever seen in my entire life.
Point that has created this margin for the Knicks. Oh! Joel Embiid off the backboard, but he's holding on to that left knee.
Embiid would return to the game in the second half, but all of basketball fandom is wondering just how long can Embiid's knee keep going? Heck, when you've got Dr. Brian Suterer making videos questioning the sustainability of Embiid's knee going forward, that means it must be a pretty big deal. This game would come down to the wire, as Philly would find some momentum towards the end of the third quarter. But once again, New York would take it all back in the fourth, thanks to one Josh Hart.
He'll take another three.
The Knicks sent the Garden into a frenzy and just managed to pull away at the end to get the dub. Jalen Brunson shot 8 for 26 from the field, and yet they still found a way to win. The biggest stat of the night, however, was the rebound differential between the two teams. The New York Knicks had 23 offensive rebounds, thanks to guys like Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, and others. Meanwhile, Philadelphia had 24 defensive rebounds. Let that sink in. Nick Nurse and the Sixers obviously have some adjustments to make, but fortunately for them, it is incredibly easy for them to see the areas they need to address in order to play winning basketball in Game 2. And speaking of winning basketball, there's a team out west a mile high that does it pretty well. They might have a joker on their team, but I promise they're not playing around.
Into his own last year in the postseason.
We're up 1, 5:45 remaining. Here in the third quarter, pick and roll Jokic. Lobs it up there for Gordon.
There it is.
The Lakers find themselves up against the most difficult first-round opponent in the league, who they've lost 8 straight games to. Darvin Ham was asked before the game about that very thing, and his message was essentially that it's alright if they can truly learn from those losses. And while the Lakers are arguably a top 3 team in the league, it seems you can only learn so much.
Jamal Murray looking for his first points, gets past James and throws it down.
Didn't see a lot of this guy last year, but most of it was jump shots. He can still bring the hammer when he needs to.
This game started with Rui Hachimura on Jokic, allowing Anthony Davis to be a help defender. The Lakers would get out to an early lead, up by nearly double digits in the middle of the second quarter, but by the end of the half, it was a one-possession game. As soon as you think you have Jokic at a disadvantage, he figures it out. The Joker would pick apart LA's defense by going over the top or drawing 2. And spoiler alert, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are still the best pick-and-roll tandem in the entire league. The Lakers' valiant efforts down the stretch of this game were no match for Denver's late-game execution. Everybody on Denver's side knows exactly where to be, how much to be involved, and what the objective is. While D'Lo has had an amazing season, sometimes he can shoot you out of games. As for the rest of the group, LeBron, AD, Rui, AR, and Prince shot 33 of 59, with the Lakers' high-profile duo contributing 32 and 27 respectively. You have to play perfect basketball to beat the Denver Nuggets. Denver has the capability of making some of the best NBA rosters look like they don't even belong. If anyone can make worthwhile adjustments in a playoff series, it's LeBron James. But if they don't get a handle on it quick, Denver just might get the brooms out. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end. If you like what you saw and you want to join the Bucket Team, please hit the subscribe button. It's just a tap away. This video took a lot of work, so if you feel like contributing even more, just give this video a like and leave a comment for the algorithm. Or just leave a like and comment because you want to. I'll see you on the next one.